You're now listening to Sound Talent Media. Check out more shows at soundtalentmedia.com.
Hello, good people.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like Skims or Allbirds, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and great marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and for shoppers buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. It's home of ShopPay, the #1 checkout in the world. You can use it to boost conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going through to checkout. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Allbirds uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/income, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/income to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/income.
How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Tap the banner or visit usaa.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.
And welcome back to another episode of the Tone Mob Podcast. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I truly appreciate you. This week, we are dipping our toes back in the world of the bass guitar with my buddy, Martin Allison. You probably know him from, well, his own content, of course, but also Scott's Bass Lessons. He is a great dude, a wealth of bass guitar knowledge, and a just studly man. So far, 2026 is shaping up to be the year that I reconnect with guests who are long overdue for a reappearance on the podcast. So if you have not heard Ian's first appearance several years ago, search Tone Mob Martin Allison, and it shall pop up in your preferred podcast platform. Check that out if you would like a little precursor to this episode. But honestly, you don't really need one. This one is just fine as a standalone. In fact, it's more than fine. It's great because all of my chats with Ian are great. On this one, we get into things like product development and signature models and why things cost so much. I know. Sometimes it's annoying that our favorite hobby is so blasted expensive, but hopefully this sheds a little bit of light on the weirdness that is the gear world. We also dive into the ever-changing landscape that is digital media, especially as it pertains to the guitar and music gear world. I think you're going to really like this one. I should just shut up so we can get right into it. Let's go. We're not streaming anywhere. Why is it telling me that? We're not streaming anywhere. Liar.
Well, you never know. You never know these days.
I don't know where it's going. It's not going anywhere. All right, everybody, how you doing? Welcome back to another episode of the Tone Mob Podcast, the show about guitar stuff, occasionally, sometimes. I'm your host, Blake Weiland. With me today, I have returning Mr. Martin Allison.
Hey.
What's going on, dude?
It's so good to see you, man. It's funny. I was looking back on our last Instagram chat and seeing like my background is so different. You know, from I think when I did this, I had just moved into the house, and it was before my wife had like painted this back wall black. And so I was just in front of like a curtain, and I was like, oh man, wild. It's been a long time, but it's really nice to see you.
Too long. 2026 so far on the show has been the year of bringing back people who are long overdue for a return. Like that's been like almost every episode. I brought back Steve from 60 Cycle Home. I realized it had been like, he was on like episode 30 or something like that. And I just published 500 the other day. So I was like, man.
Holy crap, dude.
Way overdue. So,
wow. Congratulations. 500 episodes. That's no small thing.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah. It's 500 of this show. I've been on about 500 of Wampler's Chasing Tone podcast. Wow. And then Tape Spaghetti, the new one that Scott and I do, is just published 44. So there's a lot of me blabbering on the internet.
That's awesome. Well, you're good at it, and that's why there's a lot of it. That's awesome.
Thanks, buddy. You are too. Yeah, I mean, you've got to have done several hundred at this point.
I don't know. I mean, yeah. So on SBL, Scott and I we started a podcast, but it hasn't been as consistent as we would have liked. Like sometimes there's other stuff, like there's artist interviews that take that slot on the channel. we used to have our own dedicated, like we would upload on the podcast channel, but now we've shifted everything over to the main channel. And so it's not as consistent, but I miss it actually. I love podcasting. So this is really like super fun for me to come on your show. So thanks.
Yeah. Well, hey, we'll fill the void in the meantime, right?
Right on.
Well, man, you have been doing so much since we last came on. I feel like, I don't know, maybe the timeline's a little off in my brain, but even the SBL stuff was like slightly new. You had moved into a new house.
That's right.
And you'd been doing content for your own stuff, and then the SBL stuff kind of took off right around the time I feel like you came on. And now we've got signature models of all kinds of stuff. It's bonkers. Tell me what's been happening.
So much has been happening. I guess, COVID happens, right? And then there's like those subscription services. So there's things like Peloton, and Scott's bass lessons that just rocket in popularity. And then, we've seen sort of like the ebb of that stuff now. But man, Scott had a really small team, and then COVID just blew up his business. So he frantically was like, who can help me grow this thing? And he pulled me in, and it started really slow. I just did a little thing, a little seminar. And then he was like, man, would you make a course? And so it, grew over time. And now I just actually, I don't even know if I've said this to anybody. I just took over as creative director for the YouTube channel.
Oh, whoa. No, I didn't know.
Yeah, because he has some other things that he wants to do. I mean, he's obviously super connected to SBL, but he's also really passionate about trying to talk to people like teachers about building online if they want to. There's this weird thing, like if you're a music teacher, you can have, 27 students or whatever before it's like you max out capacity at like what you can handle.
It's probably around there, I would imagine.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
And so his idea is like, well, if you build a thing online, you can do a lot of good, and you can scale, and you can make a living. And he is proof of that. And he's done such an amazing thing. He's built this like incredible bass education empire. So he was like, I need to let go of the reins of YouTube for a little bit. And I've been in that world now for, almost, I guess maybe 4 years. And it's kind of daunting to, hold the reins to a big channel like that, but it's also really fun. So yeah, I'm curating that content and trying to keep the ship afloat. So yeah, the YouTube thing has been crazy. That's been super fun. And then I think, my Instagram has really grown, and I've started to make some of my own music and play with other artists. Last year I was out on the road all year with Ben Rector, and trying to juggle all the things. And I guess, yeah, like you're talking about signature stuff, it's like I'm holding this bass.
So cool.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, I partnered with Mike Lull. That was, gosh, I think in 23. And it didn't start out being like, we want to make you a signature bass. And I didn't even want that. We were talking before we started to shoot that like, this kind of idea of having a jazz bass shell, which I love, with like a Gibson Thunderbird pickup situation was really intriguing to me.
Oh.
Yeah, bro. Yes. Look at that bass. Yeah.
Orville. But it's by Gibson. We'll count.
No, those are awesome. Those are really lovely basses. Yeah, I think there's a lot of assumptions about T-Bird pickups because of that shape. Right. Like you see like a Thunderbird and you think like, I don't know, for me anyway, I think like it's like Skinnerd and like Motley Crue, but the pickups don't have to sound that way. In fact, they're just like big, wide range, beautiful humbuckers. So yeah, designing this bass was really exciting. And I got into product design because I want things to exist. I'm a gear hound. I want cool shit to exist. Like for me, for the community as an option. And so I get this idea in my mind, and then I guess I seem to find companies and people that are interested in doing it. And anyway, Spencer from Mike Lull was like, I want to make this instrument. And then he sent me the first one. In fact, I actually have it right here.
Oh, sweet.
The first one he sent was this guy, like Fire Mist Lavender.
That is such a color.
Isn't that great? Such a good color. Full, so like oversized reverse headstock matching, and the whole thing is paint too.
Wow.
So like the whole thing is this great color. And I remember getting it and, anticipating thinking it would be cool, but I absolutely fell in love with it. And it started to be the only bass that I played. And then I was like, dude, I love it. And he was like, well, what if we made this like your model? And we did runs of them. So we're up to now coming up on batch 8, where we've made like small runs of this instrument. We always do different colors and maybe slightly different specs and like wood recipes. And it's been so fun. And the response to it has been huge. People have been buying them and really loving them. And so I just get a huge kick out of that. Like bringing something to market that feels like people are excited about it and feels like something that I'm going to use in my career for touring, for sessions, for content. Like, I don't know, man. It's like, don't tell anybody, but I would do it for free. I would pay to do it. I love it. So, based on the success of the bass, this is like a Gibson model one that we did that was like all mahogany, right?
Yeah.
So mahogany body, mahogany neck, rosewood board, and then black headstock. This, based on the success of how well these did, it was sort of like leverage to approach other companies and say, I have some ideas. And so far the ideas have been good. And what if we work together? And that has led to other cool collaborations too. So that's been really fun the last couple years.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah.
I used to do a lot more of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how many Tone Mob collaborative pedals there were. Probably like 8 or so, I'm guessing. I did a lot of that when I first got started. Yeah. The last one was the Slice of Pie, which was a few years ago now. Which I don't know if you saw that.
Show me. I feel like, I saw it in your feed, but let me see it again. Oh, dude, come on. Yes, of course. Of course I've seen this. The pizza pedal. And
then it kind of, it was a fun project, and it was cool to see it come out, and it did really well. But I just other things took over. Like I'm doing more and more with Stringjoy. That's become less of a side thing and more of like the other half of what I do.
Wow. Yeah.
And but I wanted to get back to doing that kind of stuff. Not just I like doing it. Same thing. Like I like having the ideas and working with talented people and making it a thing. And what really kind of pushed me over the edge was they featured this thing in the new Spinal Tap movie, and we have no idea how it happened. I still haven't talked to anybody about it.
Yes. It's on Nigel's board, right?
Yeah, and they like talk about it. It's like there's like the This Goes to 11, moment of the second movie.
Dude.
And I'm like, what? And I don't think they have any idea who I am or anything like that. It's just they saw a pedal shaped like a piece of pizza, and they're like, that needs to be in the movie. So I was like, wow, these things can really go out, into the world, and now millions of people potentially have seen it, and I'm like, and they still have no idea who I am, and that's not the point. The point is a cool thing exists, and a funny moment came out of it, and that's good enough. So I'm kind of talking about doing some other stuff, less funny, but still equally cool. I was talking to a couple guys yesterday about a new project, and I haven't done that in a long time. So I'm like, I forgot. I really enjoy this part. It's been a minute.
It's really cool, especially. I'm really lucky. Sounds like you are too, to like work with really great people. I haven't had a project yet like go south. Like I haven't had like one that has been bad.
Yeah.
So that feels, and I'm sure I will at some point. But so far it's been really cool. The teams that I've worked with and the companies and the people and the products have all turned out really great. But my content brain for you goes into like, have you made content about that in Spinal Tap and like talked about that? And are you guys doing a V2 of the Slice of Pie?
I did some. The problem is Big Ears, the company I did it with, they just have had like some internal like personal things that have been very challenging the last few years. So like they did the first run, and then I think they've started doing I'm not actually 100% sure if they started up doing the next run yet, but like it just got really challenging for them, with with a whole bunch of personal stuff that they've posted about on their own channel. I won't like go into it here, but
sure.
So it's a little more of a complicated situation than just than it normally would be.
Then like ramp it up, boys.
Yep, exactly.
Sure.
But yeah, I've done a little bit of content about it because it was just like, this is so crazy to me. And the little video I did, it was short, but I live very close to where I grew up, like within this like a 3-mile radius of where I grew up. And I drove to what is now a deli, but used to be a independent video chain, like locally owned VHS rental store. And that's where I first rented Spinal Tap. And then I got in my car and like I did a little like, this used to be this video store, and I was able to find some old images of their special boxes they had on the internet.
Yeah.
And then I drove time-lapse style to my parents' house and was like, this is where we watched, this is where we went. And never in a million years did I think this would have anything to do with Spinal Tap.
Wow. Yeah.
It was a fun little clip to make.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Congrats. That's really cool.
But yeah, and one day I hope to talk to him about it, but who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta get Nigel on the show, man.
I was gonna reach out because he actually bought some stuff from us. He bought some mandolin strings, and then we reached out and we're like big fans. And he was very kind, and it was great. And then unfortunately the tragedy happened, and it didn't feel like good timing to reach out.
Yeah. Right.
Especially because he was in that scene as well, and so I was like, because I was literally about to, I'm like, let me email him and just say, hi, I'm one of the guys that did the slice of pie. How did this happen? And then it was like, oh no, bad timing, bad timing.
Yeah,
but
it won't
hopefully
always
one
be
day.
Bad timing, though.
Yeah, that's true. So, talk to me about some of the other stuff, because you got this DI. And now we can actually hear it. We did a little test beforehand, but
oh yeah, I mean, it's so funny. It's so funny to like try to be like show a DI, because it's just like
it's like show a compressor.
I know. It just sort of like sounds like the bass, but I mean, yeah, there's a.
It's nice.
I mean, this instrument sounds really good. I mean, but through this DI, it's really cool. Like both pickups. Neck pickup, bridge.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, the bridge is great too. The bass is awesome, but the idea with the DI, I actually have one up there too.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. It's called the Mantle. Walrus makes it. And
it's a mantle on the mantle.
Yeah, I know. It's so corny, but
I love it. I love it.
Yes, there it is. It's like a very literal, mantle on the mantle. The idea with that DI, it came out and people, like on the Walrus YouTube, people were so upset at how much money it cost. Which it's fine, people can be upset. But I had this idea. I have had a Noble DI for a long time, which is a beautiful box that Jack Rohn makes, and Jack and I go way back.
Those things are awesome.
They're so great, yes. But there's things about it, over the years, there are things about it that I'm like, I wish that, and I kept saying I wish. Every DI that I would use, Jadfur Capo is another one they're a great Italian company that makes incredible stuff. And every time I would use it, I'd go, I just wish that and then my product design brain kind of started zooming around, and I'm in studio spaces a lot, either here, like I have a Neve 1073 that typically I plug into, and I have, I work at a studio that has Neves and APIs, and I've found over time in the studio that those two transformer and preamp sounds are what I seem to like. I plug into them and I go, oh, so Neve 1073, API 312, 512. And so I had this idea of making a DI that had two transformers, an input and an output transformer, the input transformer of a Neve and the output transformer of an API. And I didn't even know necessarily if it was possible, but I hit up Walrus, and one of their engineers, this guy Jason, was so excited about it. And I said, I think I would like to partner in creating something that was not like a cheap corners cut budget thing, because I think there's a million of those things. There's a million cheap DIs, and they're great. And I also didn't want to pack it full of features, so it had drive and compression. And like, I wanted it to have big rotary click knobs and these gorgeous input output transformers. And I was like, so what do you think? Like, it might be kind of esoteric, but they were like, no, that's really cool. And so they did it. And it took about a year to do and all this testing. And I've got a bunch of different prototypes
That's
of it.
the best
and,
part, I think.
Yeah, dude, it was so cool. I'm going to actually grab it from the mantle.
All
I'm
right.
gonna grab the mantle off the mantle.
Get it.
I am really like thrilled with how it came out. I think it's gorgeous. And then every knob is like,
so satisfying.
Yeah, so you can sort of like set settings to, and another thing is like it's studio, right? There's because like a bunch of great preamps have like click, the gain knobs like click into place. Also, I was playing live so much that and like pulling pedal boards, striking pedal boards on and off stages, and had this experience a couple times where like pedal board gets brought back on stage and the knobs are all goofy. And I hate taping down knobs, and I hate like writing on my pedals with markers, like paint markers, Yes. And I was like, man, it would be really cool to have just these big 3 chunky knobs, like make some choices about parameters we want, set them in this pedal, and then you set settings and they don't move unless you're intentional about moving them. Also, last thing, every click of the dials is like new film caps inside the circuit, because each click is essentially like has to be a new programmed EQ curve.
Right.
So every single click we could make its own EQ curve. So how it boosts is different than how it cuts. That's on treble and bass. And if you like that kind of thing and you're like, ooh, that would be interesting to me, then, and about Neve API and what that might do for your sound. Like, those people are like, this is sick. And in fact, it goes hard to keep it under $750.
Yes.
Like, and if Neve made it, or if API made it, or if A Designs, if a pro audio company made it, it'd be double the money.
Oh, easily. Yeah. $1,500.
So, yeah. And the people that understand that get it, and a bunch of people have purchased it. The first run sold out, so that was cool. But yeah, then a lot of people were like, it's got 3 knobs and it's so expensive. It's like, yeah, I know, and that's okay.
It's because guitarists and bassists to some degree, like, we're used to, we've gotten real anchored to that $200 price point for boutique pedals. That's just, that's been the standard basically since Full Tone did it, essentially back in the day, and a handful of others, of course. They like kind of set that standard in the 90s, and we've been on that the whole time.
Sure.
Which is a little bit silly. I mean, I don't want things to be more expensive. Don't get me wrong. I like that they're not. Well, in some ways, everything's more expensive now, but that some things have held, and I think that's why the reaction to the price is what it is, because you're thinking of it, not you, but the general you are thinking of it as a guitar pedal or a bass pedal, and it's kind of a different thing, and there's more stuff in it. I mean, just pick it up. Like there's more stuff in there.
It's really heavy.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh, this it like feels expensive. Yeah. I mean, everything that they had to do
transformers in
it.
So
yeah, there's 2 big transformers that they custom made. I mean, I think even just the cost of the transformers alone is more than a $200 price point pedal. So it's like, yeah, and I did this to myself. I only have myself to blame, and it's totally fine. The backlash was wild though, of people talking about how like this isn't worth it, but it's and it won't be. They are correct. It isn't worth it for some people. Like if you have a Sans amp and you're like, this is the sickest thing ever, like it's the sickest thing ever. Awesome.
Then don't get it.
Yeah. But I'd gotten used to playing these bougie preamps in studios, and I was like, man, there are a few things out there, like the JHS Color Box is a great example of, okay, that's like 1073. Okay, great.
I was just talking about it yesterday.
Yeah, all right. So I have a Color Box as well, and the Color Box is sick, but it is absolutely geared for guitar players. Yep. Like it's EQ, and its headroom, it goes into Beatles Revolver so quickly. Like it gets gainy and clippy so fast. And I didn't want that. Like, I know that product exists. I own one. It's sick. But for my DI, no, I do not want to plug into that thing. In fact, I had one for a while, and I was always sort of babying if I turned on a synth pedal that had a ton of bottom, it was sending a lot of like 40 hertz, that thing would break. And I'm always trying to trim it down. And I was like, oh, it's set up to break. It's the point of it, to sound like an overdriven 1073. That's rad. That's not how I use a 1073. I would argue that's not how most bass players, 99% of bass players, don't use a 1073 in that way. They want it for like mid transformer saturation, but never like blitzed. Occasionally, right? If you want that effect. But I was like, oh, there is definitely a spot in the market for like a never blasted out 1073 sound where it's like clean and giant 3D notes versus like I'm going for distortion.
Yes.
So, but you know, that's that takes a lot of explaining, and it takes a lot of knowledge about what these classic circuits do. You know, like if you talk about, oh, I don't want it to do Beatles Revolver. Wow. You're making a lot of assumptions about what people know and what they've experienced with circuits and music. So, yeah, I mean, I probably could have done a better job of like explaining what this thing does. But, you know, anyway, I'm just in the midst of it now. But I love it. I think it sounds so sick. I plug my bass into it and play a little bit. And I'm like, oh, like it just, the bass sounds big. Like the bass like leans forward through it, which I really like. So
yeah.
Hey Rocky.
What's up, Vincent?
Did you hear about the latest?
Latest what?
The latest drop from Maris. It's totally insane.
No, tell me more.
Maris just released Enzo X.
What's that?
Enzo X is a supernova expansion from the original Enzo into the highest quality and most flexible studio synthesizer ever created in a pedal format.
Whoa!
Enzo X combines 5 synth types, 5 drives, 3 reverbs, and 5 modulations. It also includes a full 2.5 second stereo delay, all in one pedal.
That sounds hard to use.
It's not. The UI is from the same family as the Mercury X and the LVX. It's super easy to dive in and see exactly what you are tweaking in real time.
Oh, I see. It's right there on the screen.
Yep.
Is it this for guitars, though?
Nope. You can plug almost anything into the Enzo X, including your MIDI controller.
That sounds incredible. Where do I get it?
You can pick up Enzo X online at maris.us or at any of their fine retailers across the globe.
Did you just say across the globe?
They know what I meant.
Wait, are we getting paid for this?
I'm still waiting on that cash money from last time.
He better at least give us pizza for dinner.
I'm not giving him his Enzo X back until he does.
For more information, make sure you check out maris.us, and apparently I have to go order a pizza. How exactly do artists get their music on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Tidal, all these services? How in the world do you get your music there? Well, in the past, you had to use something called a record label. But these days, you can use DistroKid. DistroKid is the absolute easiest way to get your music up on streaming services. And it's the most affordable way to do so. Not only do plans start at $22.99 for the entire year, that's less than $2 a month, DistroKid also does not take a cut of your streaming revenue, unlike some other services out there. Even better if you sign up by going to tonemob.com/distrokid. That's tonemob.com/distrokid. One more time, that's tonemob.com/distrokid. You'll get 30% off. That's right, 30% off their already extremely reasonable prices. So go to tonemob.com/distrokid and get your music out there. We are brought to you today by Sweetwater, specifically the Gear Exchange. You may have heard about this. This is a place where you can go to buy and sell your used gear. Maybe you got a pedal over there that's just kind of collecting dust. Maybe there's something you've been eyeing from the Sweetwater catalog. Well, right now is a great time to turn that unused gear into something you're actually going to use. Even better, if you sell on the gear exchange, you can keep 100% of the sale as long as you choose a Sweetwater gift card as your payout method. That is not too shabby because, let's be honest, most of this buying and selling we do is just to fund new gear purchases, and that is a great way to reach a wide variety of customers and keep 100% in your pocket, or rather on your pedal board. So go check out the Sweetwater Gear Exchange and turn that unused gear into something that's actually going to help you write that next huge riff.
Hello there. I'd like to introduce you to your new best friend, the Chase Bliss Audio Lossy. Lossy is a collaboration between Chase Bliss and Goodhertz. And it's meant to give you some control over those weird digital artifacts that come with very compressed audio. You're hearing it right now. All the changes that are taking place are strictly coming from my playing dynamics. I'm just interacting with the pedal and letting it do its thing. In some true stereo goodness. If you'd like some more details about Lossy, I'd invite you to head over to chaseblinssaudio.com. I think you're going to like what you find.
And that's the thing about it. No, you don't. If it's too much, you don't want it, doesn't do the thing you want, or whatever, you don't have to buy it.
Oh, 100%.
You just don't have to.
Man, let me just speak to this because people are like, oh, what a cash grab, you know. Boy, I would have done so much better financially had I worked with a company that built a cheaper product with a bigger margin.
Oh, yeah.
Like if I would have brought this to a company, like, be like, hey, let's do kind of a cheap version of a 1073 API thing, call it that, and let's make sure that margin is big so I get a fat ass paycheck. Mm-hmm. My God, man. Like it would have, people would have been like, oh, because we still would have got to use the same words and I would have got paid more money. I mean, like the tiny bit of money that comes in from the margin of this pedal is, that's not why I did it. Mm-hmm. I wanted to use it. I wanted to be proud of it and put it on my board. And I think, you know, there's other people that feel the same way. So it's cool.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to say if the project I was talking about yesterday, I hate to be so cryptic, but it's very early stages, gets off the ground, I'm A, not going to make anything on it, and B, it's going to be not cheap, but I want it to exist. So
yeah,
it's what it is.
Dude, mm-hmm. Those projects are often the best because they come from a deep level of desire and a deep level of understanding of like what the community might resonate with. And I think products that are at a high price point, not expensive to be expensive,
right? But
a high price point, I think that's a cool thing that honors builders, that honors engineers, that honors companies. Like, I don't think there are a lot of companies out there that are just pricing things crazy money just to make big money. At least I'll say it for the companies that I'm working with do not do that. Mm-hmm. For sure. They're super cognizant of what they're trying to do. And I think it's actually kind of a big risk to make a product like the Mantle and put it out and be like, let's see how it goes. Mm-hmm. They would have been, if they would have made this with crappier components at a bigger margin, they would have made more money too, you know, sold more of them, made more. You could have even used the same marketing language. But that's, I won't ever do that. Like I won't, because I want to play this stuff. You know, another one over there, that guy. Mm-hmm. You see that pedal? Do you know that guy?
I can't tell what it is from here.
That's the bass synth from MXR.
Oh, yeah. People were talking a lot about that one. I haven't played it, though.
Bro, this is I mean, sorry to just keep going down. This was the first collaboration I did with like a big company. Mm-hmm. And this thing, I think I saw it came in like number 2 of best-selling new pedal on Reverb in 2025, which is wild. Of all, not just bass pedals, but like all pedals, which is crazy. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn. We had no idea that we had zero idea that it would go that hard. But this is a cool representation of something that I think is like filled an amazing need for bass players, and also is at a price point because it's not transformers and esoteric click dials, and it's not trying to be a pro audio product. This is a guitar pedal. It hits a really nice sweet spot for price, and people still complained about price on this, but that's fine. A lot of people bought this pedal, and so this was probably the 2 collaborations this past year have been this guy. This came out in the summer, bass synth from MXR, and then that Mantle from Walrus. 2 wildly different things, but this thing was wild.
I really want to try one of those. I'm gonna have to.
I should
get my mitts on one.
See if I can get you one. The funny thing is, like, I was so excited because MXR, they're a huge company, and they can. They're going to make so many of them, right? So we're going to have a nice budget to send them to artists and friends, and then they were gone. There
was none left.
There were none left, and we couldn't. I had people hitting me up that were like giant bass players that were like, "Hey man, think you could give me one?" I would like, "Oh, I would love to give you one." I don't have one. I feel like, I had like a prototype, and then I finally got one myself. But yeah, man, like now I have 2. I have that one, and I have this one. So I could maybe send one away. But I'm sort of like, oh man, they're still back ordered. It's crazy.
Hold on to it.
Yeah, I know. I want it on my board. But there's still a lot of people that have ordered them.
I've ran into the situation where I don't have some of my own collabs, and it feels weird. Right. I'm like, they're not gonna make anymore. So
oh, it's brutal. I got to hang on to it, man.
Yeah. But pricing, I want to talk about that a little bit.
Sure.
I have two stories that are basically the same story, so I'm kind of going to combine them together. One was from a pickup maker, and one was from a guitar pedal manufacturer. And this is the weird, and we're all guilty of this to some degree with various products that we like or don't.
Sure.
They take a pedal, and they give it one name, and they're like, you know what, we got good margin on this. It was a different time, things were more affordable to make. We can offer this at a really good price, and put it out there. Nobody bought it because everybody assumed that. And the same thing with the pickup manufacturer. We can offer this at a really fair price, and we'll still make good money.
Oh, dude, I know where this is going.
They both flopped.
Yep.
They took the same product, gave it a different paint job, name, doubled the price.
Yep.
Sold a ton of them.
And the perception is that it's a more high quality product.
Yep, it's exact. 1000%. And they both were like, I don't really want to do this, but also I need to make something on it. I can't afford for it to flop. And I think the price point has something to do with it. 2 different people telling the exact same story at different times in my career. And I was like, yeah, I wonder how many things are like that, because I do it too. I'm like, oh, it's not the price I expect it to be, so maybe it's not as good, even if it's bread or something. It's weird how we anchor those things.
You are so right about this. That's probably my dog barking. Sorry.
Hi, dog.
Yeah. Hopefully it's probably like UPS at the door. She'll settle down in a second. Maybe I can just shut this door. Hold on a sec.
No worries.
Ginger, come down here. Come hang out with us.
Yeah, come chill.
It's all good. Here,
yeah, Ginger, come hang out with us.
Okay, I'm back. She didn't want to come hang.
Come on, Ginger.
Oh, I know. Ginger's the best dog too. Maybe if she keeps barking, I'll bring her in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have had that experience too. I know about marketing, and I still fall for marketing. If someone is like, "Oh yeah, well this is the better version," and it's just more money, I'm like, "Well, there's probably something to that."
And oftentimes there is, but sometimes there's not. Yeah.
Yeah. Oftentimes, it's like, oh man, it's perception. And what a wild thing that is. Yeah, I've got to say, man, like I think if with this thing, I'm just ignoring that poor dog. I'll go get
Bring
her
her
in a
in.
second.
Bring
Yeah,
her
maybe
in.
I will. Should I go get her? Maybe
get
I'll
her.
go get her.
Yeah. I'm gonna pause this real quick.
All right, I'll go get her. I'll be right back.
We're back.
We're
Ginger's
back.
with us now.
Ginger
Sorry,
was
we had
with us.
to
She's right
dog
back
rescue real quick.
Service provider rolls into the backyard, man, and she is protecting her turf.
That's what they're for. That's what dogs do.
I know. I'll see if I can pick her up here in a minute, but she's pretty chill, so
let her relax. She deserves it.
We're gonna let her relax. I was, we're talking about like perception and price and all that, like so for this thing, right? Even if like so if we would have made this with, okay, how about this? Even if we could have made it with all the same components and offered it for like half the money, which we couldn't have done with the components, people wouldn't think it was as good.
Right.
You know what I mean? People are like, oh, because they would categorize it. They'd put it in like a $300, oh, that's a $350 pedal, even if it was the best, even if it rocked everything. People would be like, the pricing, yeah, it's probably. So I know that about myself too. So I was like, let's make something great.
And just
with
pull
great
out all the stops. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's please not cut corners. Let's make something that's really excellent. Not everybody will be into it, but there will be people that'll be excited about it. And so far that's been true. People are crabby about it, but there are a lot of people excited about it too. It's all good.
Lest anyone think that we are just the bougiest players of all time, my other favorite bass to play is my $600 Epiphone that I'm sure we talked about last time.
Yeah, we did. I know we did.
And I plug it right into this PVTNT 100 with single
Sick.
15 that a listener gave me for free, and it sounds awesome.
Yeah,
so,
right.
It doesn't always have to be that way.
I know. It totally doesn't have to be that way. I wish we were just talking about Ernie Ball before we fired it up again. I bought one of Joe Dart's Ernie Ball Sterling basses.
Those look so cool.
They are cool. It was $399, I think.
Oh wow, that's a good deal.
$400, and I bought it thinking that it was probably going to be not great, but I love Joe. I wanted to support. Also, my son was showing maybe a little bit of interest, and I was like, that would actually be a really sick bass for him. Short scale, simple, one knob, and like natural finish. I thought he could put stickers all over it. It'd be sick, And so I got it and was just going to hand it straight over to my son. And then I started to play it, and I was like, oh, this is like, it was maddeningly great. Like, it made me upset at how nice I thought it was for the money. And I was like, oh man, this is really wild. I'm like, am I just getting duped? Now I know that like labor costs, where it's made, I understand some of those factors, but I remember talking to Joe because we did an interview with him for SBL, and I said, your bass pissed me off. And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, it was too good for how little it cost. And he said, oh yeah. He's like, I've just been playing this one too. He's like, it's wild. Like these days you don't need to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to get a nice instrument. You just don't.
Yeah.
And that is true. It's very true. I mean, Sterling, like Ernie Ball is doing that with that line. I think the Squire line is amazing too. Sire basses too.
Sire basses, yeah.
Have been really cool. There's something about like for me with a brand like Lull, these are not inexpensive instruments, but you really do feel it. Like I do. Now I could play an inexpensive instrument, get a great sound. I don't think anyone would notice, but there are small things about build quality and about, integrity of build. Not saying the other companies don't have integrity, but like I like knowing that it's all built in the US. I like knowing, I know what, Spencer, like how he contributes to his employees. And, it's like I like that. I like supporting that thing. Doesn't mean that someone else can't buy an inexpensive instrument. That's fine. But it is crazy to play some like sub $1,000 basses and be like, whoa, this is like alarmingly good for how much money it costs. It's crazy.
Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but in my brain, when we were growing up, there wasn't anything under, I'm going to say $700 because, prices have changed, that you would pick up and go, whoa, like new. Yeah, there's probably some good used stuff out there, but like new, there wasn't anything you'd pick up and just be like, whoa, this is awesome.
No, you're totally right.
And for the last several years, maybe the last 8 to 10 years, Squire and Epiphone and all of these companies, is it all perfect? No, that's not what I'm saying. But there are not an insignificant number of pieces that you can pick up and genuinely be like, whoa, this is a great instrument.
I know.
I have Emily Wolf Epiphone Sheridan that I've played for several years now, and I'm like, oh, I'll probably have to change pickups, and I'm going to have to do this. No, it showed up. It's perfect. I love it. I love it not for the price.
Yeah, not despite its price.
I love it even if it was more expensive. I love it. It's a great instrument. So we live in a good time for that stuff.
It is the golden era of gear. I mean, it truly is. I mean, so far, it's like a wild time to be a musician. Like so many great choices. Yeah, too much cool stuff out there.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have, right?
I suppose it is.
Yeah. Our kids aren't going to have that same exact struggle. Well, I guess they have some nerdy dads to help guide them.
They
so
do.
There's that too. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the odds of them throwing a dart and hitting a good instrument is a lot higher than it was for us, which is good. I'm glad.
So true. Yeah, no, I generally agree. Yeah, I think it is a good thing.
Yeah. So let's shift gears a little bit.
Yeah.
To talk about guitar and bass and musical instrument media. The times are changing in some ways, and in some ways they're not. How do you view the metamorphosis over the last, I don't know, say 5 years in the musical instrument media space? There's been obviously a shift to short form, but it's not entirely new. Like, do you think things are all that different, or what do you predict moving forward? As you know, your role would dictate you might have to have some thoughts on that.
Yeah. It's just about attention. It's about trading attention. Where is the attention? It's here. You know, it's like on a device. And so I think, I grew up, I'm 47 years old. So I grew up in the era of getting Bass Player magazine, going to stores and like rifling through magazines that I couldn't afford. And I got a subscription to Bass Player magazine and I was so pumped. But that's because there was, no internet, or internet was very new, and attention was on that kind of media. And so there's big ad spend in those kind of things too. And then also it was like, man, if you, as an artist, those artists like Flea and Duff McKagan representing brands like GK and Modulus and, Ernie Ball, like that was a big deal because you saw it in the print ad, you saw it in the magazines. And I loved that era because that's how I came up. And now it is completely shifted. It's just attention based. So it's like I think the easiest thing to do is like just follow the eyeballs. Where are people looking? Well, they're looking on their phone.
Yeah.
And so to deny that this is the way now, I mean, I don't think many people are like, it's not important to be on social. I mean, it absolutely is. You have to, not only do you, I think, have to be on social media as a brand, or I think even as a musician, you have to be thinking about content strategy. I think there are a few exceptions. There are artists that came up in the era before that have mega status, right? And don't necessarily need the engine of social media to promote their new music or their artistry. But boy, anybody coming up now, I think it gets demonized so much, but to think about it as a tool, to think about how you want to use the new media. And you say short form, but I also think long form. I think companies have really used short form platforms like TikTok and Insta as places to grow their brand and do bite-sized bits, but also companies that are crushing long form, like let's talk about Josh, like JHS, crushing long form.
Yes.
Like what an incredible strategy, whether they sat and thought about all that stuff or whether it sort of happened organically over time. Like long form is huge too, because it builds all this relational capital with people that watch you, either as an artist or as a brand or whatever. So I think for me, it's really important to view social media, short form, long form, as just a tool to connect, rather than like, I really try not to put like, oh, it's ruining music, it's ruining society. It's I just think it's a mirror, honestly. I think it shows you who you are. I mean, your feed is curated on you click on, you know what I mean? So if you're like, well, my explore page is disgusting, it's like, well, I mean, you know what? And I understand. I get it that, you know, the companies are incentivized to keep you on the platform and keep feeding dopamine and keep feeding you outrage. But as a creator, you're not obligated to create outrage, right? I think one of the healthiest things for me, when I feel the healthiest as a musician and content creator, it's when I'm creating more than I'm consuming. It's when I'm in my space and I'm working on a project, I'm shooting a video, or I'm, you know, filming something, even a short form thing for Instagram, or even just like doing a walkthrough of my studio on a live stream or something. I am so much happier engaging with my community in that way than when I'm scrolling, than when I'm consuming the platforms.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. I feel like I sort of tangented on you.
No, not really. No.
But that's, I think it is important to realize where the attention is, and then you have to figure out how to engage with that attention. Gone are the days like I'm sorry, man, you cannot be in this space and grumble about how like, oh, you got to make content now. Or like, sure, grumble about it all you want, but that's what it is. Mm-hmm. Like, so figuring out how to have a healthy relationship with that, figuring out what you want to say as an artist or creator or whatever. And here's the thing, just really being at peace with what you actually like, dude. Like, do you like talking about the knob colorway on a pedal? I do. And for the longest time, I thought, oh, it's not cool. Like, I want to be a session bass player, so I'm not going to talk about how, you know, I think that this orange and light blue really goes nicely with this sort of like navy charcoal enclosure. Like this stuff matters to me. And instead of pretending it doesn't, why not just dig in? I mean, that's who I am. And so for me, there was a lot of freedom in letting go of pretense of like, well, I'm only gonna play P basses with flats, and I'm not gonna care about, I don't know, man. I had to let a lot of that stuff go. And when I started to be myself on the internet and actually just be honest with what I liked, versus what I thought other people would want me to like, you know, things got a lot better for me once I was just honest with myself. And sometimes the stuff I like is like, it's nerdy, it's not cool. Or maybe it's not like arty. Maybe like Bon Iver's not gonna call, you know. But that's okay. Like I would rather be me and have that open doors to things that are more like who I am than try to kind of posture and try to get something quote unquote cool, you know.
Yeah, one thing that there's been a couple things that I've had to realize over the years, and they're sort of related, even though I came to them at different times, which is I would look at my friends, because I couldn't do YouTube when I first started doing interviews and stuff. I was doing interviews in coveralls and a hard hat in a fuel lab. Like, I couldn't do video. There was no way to do remote video at the time. You know, this has been like 2016. 2015,
right.
So that was not really a thing. When I discovered I could do remote audio, my mind was blown. I was like, oh, perfect. I can do this now. But I looked at some of my friends that had the forethought and the ability to do YouTube, and I'm like, oh man, I'd be so much further along, whatever that means, if I had started more on YouTube instead of focusing on audio. But I realized, I'm like, well, and I still should, and I still am putting videos out. Like I said, Tape Spaghetti, we do video for every episode. I'm dedicated to doing that, and I've been very consistent.
Awesome.
But you know, the sponsors for this show pay for the audio because that's what they came on board with initially, was the audio show. So it gets pushed to the side oftentimes. And then I would try to do YouTube content like a YouTuber, for lack of a better term. Like I did a video years ago where I smashed this Behringer pedal to death, and like it was fun.
I think I saw that.
Yeah. And like I did some things like that, and I realized like I don't really like doing that stuff. I don't really enjoy those. I like watching those kind of videos, but I don't really like making them. I was like, well, what do you like doing? I'm like, I like talking to people.
Yeah.
I was like, so just do more of that.
Yeah.
Just do more of the talking. Double down on the thing that you do like, and you'll probably be better at it, and you'll probably do it more often, and you'll probably do it more consistently. I had to kind of like tell myself that. Yeah. And that's all proven to be true. Now I'm doing 3 podcasts a week.
Right. Wild. Yeah.
But the other side of it is sometimes I would, from the business perspective, sometimes I would look at like, we're in the guitar string business, and like I'm like, oh man, it would be cool if I was in the automotive care business or some other thing that I'm vaguely interested in. It's such a bigger industry. How cool would that be? And actually, a book that Colt from Walrus suggested I read, and Scott, my business partner, he was like, you really should read this. I'm like, I don't want to read a business book. That sounds boring. And it is a little boring, I'll admit it. But there was a section in there where the guy, it's called Traction, and the guy was like, identify the business you're in and be in that business. He's like, all entrepreneurs do this. They look at other industries and they're like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I was in that instead? Wouldn't it be better if I was in that instead? Whether it's, I want to go to a bigger industry where there's more people, or I want to go to a smaller industry where it's easier to gain traction, like whatever it is. Everybody looks outside and goes, the grass is greener over there for some reason. And he was like, I'm paraphrasing here. He didn't say it exactly like this. He's like, all businesses are difficult. All of them. They all have some element that's difficult. And if somebody's trying to tell you that it's not, they're probably trying to sell you something. So just identify the business you're in and be in that business. And I was like, oh, you're right. I'm always looking at other industries going like, oh, it's so much bigger. It would be so much cooler to be over there. Maybe I'd be more successful. That's not necessarily true at all. So just be in it. Just do the thing. And that applies to content and business, I think.
Man, I was just thinking, I was like, God, maybe I should. Like you were saying, like everybody looks at other industries and is like, oh, wouldn't it be cool? And I'm like, maybe I should be doing that. Like, maybe I should be looking at other, like, am I in the wrong industry? Man, it's funny because I'm such a freaking nerd. And I am obsessed with this instrument, with the people that make them, with the pedals, with the sounds. I'm obsessed. It started at an early age for me. After I couldn't make a shot on the basketball court, I found my identity in the bass guitar, and it has just been this crazy obsession. But I will say that, I mean, I think that that's true. Now, I definitely don't ever, like, I'd never want to be doing automotive or crypto or like cannabis or like, like I do not. And in fact, like whenever I'm talking to Colt or like Spencer Lull or like somebody like Eric Coco from Labella Strings. I'm always like, you guys, thank you for staying here, because you guys are smart, and if you wanted to 10x your salaries, you'd do finance. So thank you so much for not doing that. There's some artistic kernel inside of these guys that do that. Like Colt is a smart dude. Colt could do whatever he wanted to do in whatever industry. Like he could figure it out. And I am so happy that he makes guitar pedals and that he cared to make an esoteric dual transformer, DI with me. Like I just feel fortunate. So I have a ton of gratitude about these folks that aren't just trying to ascend in terms of cash. Spencer Lull, he's so smart. He could go into cars and crush. And the fact that he's talking to me about rosewood versus ebony, and he really cares, and about fret size and stainless versus nickel, like fret material, dude, I am so grateful, because he could just be like, I'm going to go make money.
Right.
He does fine. But like, I guess there's a passion in our industry that I think may not exist in the same way in other industries that are maybe more just like sort of bottom line driven. There's a real intense like passion and like from a young age in our industry, you know, like we all wanted to be players. We all wanted to do cool stuff with guitars, you know? And when you get to keep that spirit and do it as a business, like, boy, I just continually am so grateful for that.
That's I think a lot of it. If I don't want to speak for them specifically, but I can kind of speak for Scott and I. A lot of times when we do that, we start going like, oh, what if we were in that industry? What if we were doing that? And then we go, I'm not going to name any industry, so I'm not disparaging anyone, but then I go, but then we'd have to be with those people.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be with those people. I want to be with my people, right? Like,
yeah. I've met some of those people, man. Yeah. It's I don't resonate in groups that are like that just want to talk about dollars and growth. Like,
like I find that stuff interesting, but only to a point, right?
Yeah. Right. And I do think, you know, in music, there's this thing, it's like money can kind of be a dirty word. And obviously you need money to survive and move things forward. But when it becomes just the whole focus, and when just like making money is just the topic of discussion always, that ain't it. I mean, that is not why I'm doing this. I'd like to think that if I would have chosen a different industry, I could be making more money, you know, that I have the wherewithal to be doing that, but I can't because I love this so much. Like I can't. I literally have no choice. I feel that in my heart that like this is what I am born to do, and that I need to be a good steward of that. So that's what I'm trying to do. I don't know.
Yeah, well, and I got to remember when I'm in a good place right now where I'm like, hey, reading that book, well, listening. I always feel weird when I'm actually not reading it and I say I'm reading it. I'm listening to it.
Yeah, that's okay.
And hearing that statement and then realizing, like, what are you doing? Why are you even having these thoughts? I used to be in the oil industry, one of the biggest industries on the planet, and you desperately fought and scratched to get into this one. So why are you looking at something else when this is all you've really wanted to do?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh yeah, this is all I really want to do.
Yeah.
Why let those intrusive thoughts even sneak in? Because they're wrong. That's not the world for you. This is the world for you. So have fun and maximize your stuff. I don't know. Maximize your ability to exist in this one, and just continue to do it because the grass is not greener. You've been over there before. The grass is not greener. It's not.
Yeah, and I mean, I have some friends and acquaintances in other industries that make more money, and they're not necessarily like happier, you know? Like I have people in my life that are like, dude, you get to talk about music and talk about the thing that you love and go play music with people and fly and, you know, talk to people about cool products. And, you know, it's like, yeah, I mean, I wake up pumped every day, and that feeling, I've had jobs in the past, like day jobs where I'd wake up with dread. And that is an awful feeling to wake up with dread. And I no longer wake up with dread. I mean, I wake up with existential dread about the world.
Sure. Yeah.
But not about, I mean, this is a truly like music content product all around. This thing that I love is like a safe, lovely, beautiful space for me. Like I love it. I love engaging with it, and I'll do it as long as people will have me do it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I was just talking to my dad about that the other day because he's a few years away from retiring. And I was just like, if I'm lucky enough to get to continue with exactly what I'm doing now or some version of it, I'm not going to retire until I'm physically and mentally incapable of doing it anymore. Yeah. Like why would I?
I know. I know. You need to have something to do.
And I like doing this, so just gonna keep doing that. And then that is like a huge blessing. Like that is like because I've been on the other side of that too for a long time. And it is I thank everybody that's listening to this right now and everybody that's giving me any time of day for making that possible. Because I'm not sitting here because of some magical thing that I've done. It's because apparently people cared enough to tune in. And that's the only reason that either of us get to do this. So thank you, dear listeners.
Yeah, thank you, dear listeners. Absolutely. Yeah, very good.
Yeah. Well, Ian, we're getting close to the end of the main episode, and I would ask these classic questions that I've already asked you, but I think I should at least give you a chance to plug anything you want to plug, shout out anybody you want to shout out, say hi to your great aunt, whatever you want to do. The floor is yours right now.
Oh my goodness, the floor is mine. Oh wow, it's like in Hot Ones when he says, "Tell us what you got going on in your life." And you guys are like, a thing I'm supposed to plug? Mm-hmm. Boy, okay. Well, this is exciting. I just now today nailed down, I think, a date at the end of February. I don't know when this episode is going to go out. Do you know?
This is going to be the next one, I think, unless tomorrow's guest has a priority or something that I'm not aware of.
Well, I don't want to jinx this, but so far it's happening. I live in Minneapolis, and things have been difficult here with the ICE deployment, and we don't need to get into all of that. But this is my community, and I wanted to do something that helps, and I really have been struggling with what that is. And what I decided to do is do a clinic there's a place called Ice House, which is an amazing venue. It's right on Eat Street. It's kitty corner from where Preddy was killed, and that is an incredible venue, and I've played there for years and years and years. And I thought, well, I could probably draw 37 bass players over there. And then I thought, I wonder if my friend Steve Gould, who's an incredible drummer, played with Owl City and Sarah Bareilles and all kinds of great artists. I'm like, I wonder if he'd do it. And I hit him up and he said yes. And then I thought, I wonder if my buddy Corey Wong would do this. And I hit him up and he said yes.
Yes.
And so we have organized like a clinic. We're going to do a rhythm section clinic. And I basically maybe sort of a mini version of what we're going to do at his syncopated summer camp. So Corey invited me to be out in Bay Area, San Francisco this summer to do syncopated summer camp with him. I was over the moon. I've known Corey forever. I co-wrote a tune with him on his first record.
Great guy.
Yeah, he's incredible. Mm-hmm. And got to play a little bit on Starship Syncopation, which was the record before the most recent one he put out. And I've known him a long time and love him. And anyway, I reached out to him because we're all musicians in this community are going, God, we want to do something. We want to help. What is that right thing to do? And so we're going to have a big rhythm section clinic hang at this venue right on Eat Street, and then donate the money to the places that feel the most timely to donate to. So that feels amazing, and I'm super excited about that. And that isn't something that I thought I would ever have to do, but I'm trying to look at it as an opportunity to do that, to help out my community, which I love so much. Mm-hmm. So I've lived in Minnesota since 1997. I think it is the greatest state, maybe next to Montana, where I grew up. I think it's the second greatest state.
Oregon would like a word, but okay, all right.
Yeah, I love it. I love Minnesota. The narrative that's been painted around Minnesota is this, crazy, wild, lawless place is silly. And my family lives here. We love it. And so I'm really excited to be helpful in this community. So I guess that's the thing I want to lift up.
I like it. So stay tuned to your social medias and whatnot for all the details on that coming up. I'm sure that you'll be blasting it out there.
Sure will.
I'll have the link to Ian's stuff where the words are. Since this goes out on so many platforms now, I can't say it's in the description or it's in the show notes. It's wherever the words are, that's where the links are. So go there, and that's where it will be. Ian, thank you for hanging out. I always appreciate talking to you. Let's make it a little sooner next time.
I love it, Blake. Thanks, man.
Yeah. All right, we'll slide over to Patreon and see what kind of shenanigans we can get into.
Let's go.
All right. For Ian, this is Blake, and as always, folks, good luck and good tones. Alrighty, folks, there's another episode in the can. And if you liked that episode, and I'm sure you did, otherwise you wouldn't have made it clear to the end, right? You can head over to Patreon, where for just $5 a month, you can help keep this weird little independent show on the digital quote-unquote airwaves. And by doing so, you'll get access to not only the ad-free feed, but also 2 extra special bonus episodes like this one, where I talk to Ian for an additional and otherworldly chat. If you could do that, that would mean the world to me, but if not, don't worry, there's another free way you can support this show, and that is by sharing it with your friends. That's right, just sharing it with people you think would enjoy it does a ton for the show. And one more thing, if you need more blabbering, if you want more of my incessant gibberish blasted into your ears, there's another show you can check out called Tape Spaghetti, where my partner Scott and I dive into the weird side of music. We talk about things like the Rolling Stones and what occurred at Altamont. It was insane. We talk about things like what is publishing and how does that work? We talk about things like murders attached to the music world. Oh yeah, we're getting out there. It's a lot of fun. It is a weird podcast, and it is taking off rather splendidly. But the Tone Mob is still a much bigger show, and as long as that's the case, I'll know that you haven't all went over there and checked it out yet. So wherever you're getting this podcast, please check out Tape Spaghetti. That would mean the world to me. All right, let's get out of here. You got other stuff to do. Bye-bye. One last thing before we totally sign off here. I just want to remind you that if you do any shopping at Stringjoy, that's Stringjoy guitar strings made in Nashville, that will help me out as well. As I've said for years, I'm heavily involved in that company, and I really do think they're making the best products on the market. So if you would like to try custom strings, go to tonemob.com/stringjoy and check them out today. I seriously love what the team down there is doing. I help them out with all kinds of things, and by you supporting them, you are also supporting me as well. And hey, you need some strings, so why not get some custom strings just for your guitar and playing style? Again, the link for that is tonemob.com/stringjoy, and that will take you right to their website, and you can do all your shopping through there, and that will help everyone involved out. So thank you very much. Talk to you next time. We are brought to you by the wonderful folks at Gun Street Wiring Shop. Yes, Gun Street Wiring Shop. I've talked about them before. I used to say based out of Bend, Oregon, but guess what? Sean moved to my neck of the woods. Sean's in Portland. Sean is awesome and has helped me with a bunch of stuff lately. And if you have wiring needs for your guitar, he can help you too. If you want to get weird with it, he can get weird. If you just need to spruce things up a little bit, there's your guy. He takes all the guesswork out of doing your guitar wiring, and he makes it simple, and his customer service is top-notch, and I can't say enough good things about Gun Street as a company. I really respect Sean and what he's all about, and the product is top-notch. I've got 3 different guitars that now have Gun Street harnesses in them, and I could not be happier. So go to gunstreetwiringshop.com and check them out.